My hometown is on fire right now, literally on fire. I grew up in Pasadena, California. I was there my entire life. I didn't know anything but I didn't know anything about Pasadena. That's all I know in my life. Pasadena, Altadena. That's all I know. It's the only city where I can walk around the city and I know exactly where I'm at. I know every nook and cranny. I know every back street. You know what I mean? That's home for me. That's all my memories are there. The best memories, the worst memories, everything in my life is in that city for me. It's not surprising for us Californians. If we hear there's a fire somewhere, that's not surprising. This is something common for us. It's not surprising when other people that are not from California to hear it. And you don't take as much alert to it the way that you would anywhere else, obviously, because California is the second state in the U.S. In terms of wildfire rates. I think it's behind Texas. It's just so crazy to think about it because just recently I went back home last month in December 2024 for a memorial of a family member. And I remember a few days, I don't know if it was the day before, just like a few days before I went back home, I had a dream about being trapped there in the city. And this is kind of going back to why I ended up moving out. For so many years before I left Pasadena, I felt like I was stuck there. Like I felt like I was never going to see any growth, any personal growth, any financial growth whatsoever staying home, which that's probably not true, but just generally, it's always good for someone to get out of their hometown. It's a lot easier for you to expand yourself when you leave home. And I felt like I didn't have any more growth there, which is why I moved to Arizona. The way that I felt before I actually left was like, I didn't hate the city, but I disliked it strongly because I had so many memories at that time, or so many things happening to me at that time that was messing with my way of thinking. It was messing with my relationship with God. I felt like it was non-existent at that point. And this is not throughout my entire life, but just more towards when I became an adult. So I dreaded living there. I dreaded it. Like I used to, it just used to hurt my heart so much. Cause I'm like, oh my God, baby, I wanted to get out so bad, but I was scared to do it because I was so afraid of change, and I was so afraid to not be familiar with my surroundings the way that I was familiar with my hometown. Going back to last month before I went back home, and it's not the first time that I went back. I probably went back home probably like 3 times in the last 2 years. Excuse me. But I had a dream right before I went back home, and I was in the same apartment that I grew up in, the same place. Everybody grew up in that same place, honestly. My uncles, everybody. It was my mom's house. And I was in a dungeon of the house. First of all, that place don't have no dungeon. It was an apartment, but it was a dream. So I was in the dungeon. I was trying to find my way out. I was trapped in there. There was no windows. I was in the dark. I couldn't see nothing. But I knew I was underneath that house and underneath that apartment, excuse me. Somehow, some way, I managed to get myself out. I started running across the street. Boom, 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 boom. Right across the street. I'm at Jackie Robinson Park. Jackie Robinson Park is a very famous park in Pasadena, California. It is the first park dedicated to Jackie Robinson. Y'all know who Jackie Robinson is. And right across the street was the Jackie Robinson Center. Okay, he had a center. Shout out to Pasadena, because that's where he's from, and his home also resides there. I ran across the street and I was dragged back into that dungeon again. I'm like, how did I get here again? I just got out of this place. I just got out of this trap. Ran out again. Somehow I kept ending up in that same dungeon back to back to back in this dream. And I just didn't understand why. I woke up and I'm like, what does that mean? What does that dream mean to me? But it really kind of just stood for me feeling like I was trapped there and how much I wanted to get out. But for some reason, everything just kept dragging me and dragging me and dragging me to stay in my hometown, in this place. Like I there's no escaping. But this most recent time that I went for a memorial, for a family member. And it was the first time that I went back home since I moved 2 years ago, that I wished that I booked a longer trip to stay there. Like I felt like every time that I went, I was excited to be there. I was excited to celebrate my family, but I also was always ready to come back to my home that I made my home. You know what I mean? I made it. It's comfortable here. I love where I'm at now. I love my life here. But it was the first time where I was like, dang, I wish I did stay a little bit longer. And I never thought I was gonna feel like that. I'm like, I'm booking it. I booked my trip for one day. I think it was a Friday. Yes, it was a Friday evening. And my flight to come back was Saturday night. I'm there, I'm with my family. I'm like, oh my gosh, like every time I see my family, I realize how much I miss my family. I love my family. We don't all talk that often, but I love my family to death. And yeah, I just never thought that I would ever feel the way that I did at that moment, where I really wished that I was able to stay for the entire weekend. And, I just had the freedom and the money to just do that if I wanted to. It would have been nice. But I came home and I was just bummed, Come a month later, it's January, the beginning of January, the first week of January, second week of January, and my hometown is burning to the ground. And it's just so crazy because it just made me think about how much I complained about wanting to get out, and everything that I didn't have, and all the blessings that I didn't appreciate when I was there. Like the fact that this space is it's a gathering place for my family, for all of my family that I grew up with, that I grew up seeing, all my uncles, all my cousins, my mom, my grandma, my grandpa. This is a home for all of us. Pasadena, Altadena, that is a home for us. That's what everybody know a base point is. And I just never really imagined it not being there. It's just like a different feeling. It's like, it's so different. And I just feel so bad because of how much I dislike the place so much, and I never appreciated the beauty of Pasadena. Pasadena is a small city. Altadena it's not a big city. Everybody knows everybody, and if you don't know this person, you know their face, and if you don't know their face, you know somebody in their family, and y'all probably cousins. That's how like much of a community is. Sometimes it's a lot, it's a lot going on back and forth, but excuse me. It's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of, every city has negatives and positives, but until I moved here, I never realized how small back home was. I never realized how connected everybody was. I'm just saying all this because of the fact that I know some people out there that probably don't see the value in their hometown or in their home or anything like that. But I'm just saying that because of the fact that, like I said, I complained about wanting to get out so bad, and I'm happy that I did. I'm happy that I was able to accept change and move on from that. And my hands are super shiny because my hair has a lot of grease in it. But I'm saying it because I also don't want you guys to forget where you come from. It will never be the same. It will never be the same. My home will never be the same. It's never going to feel the same. And I just never thought, as much as I wanted to get out, it would never be a place to get back to. Even if I wanted to do that, it's not there. It's not the same. Like, and it's such a crazy thought. It's such a crazy feeling. I can't imagine for the people who have lost their everything. I have family members that their homes are gone. It's burnt to the ground. And I feel like guilty in a way because of the fact that I'm here. I go to work every day still. I go to the gym. And I have family that are in hotels or in shelters and getting things from donation centers because they've lost everything in this past week. Tuesday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. I don't know why I woke up last Tuesday, the 7th, Tuesday the 7th, January 2025. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't never wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because when I'm asleep, baby, I'm asleep till that alarm go off. If I wake up from it. But for some reason I woke up. I looked on my phone and I get on TikTok. You know, first thing I see on TikTok is about a fire in Cali. I'm like, oh damn, we got another fire. Crazy. Yeah, nothing new. So I'm like, okay, I go back to sleep. 3 o'clock here is 2 o'clock back home in the morning, 2 a.m. I wake up again when my alarm go off. I get up at like 7:30 and I get on my phone and I'm seeing just fire everywhere. I like, it's insane. I couldn't even believe it. I thought it was fake. I'm like, first of all, I thought I was dreaming. 'Cause when I get back on my phone, I still see fire. I said, I'm not dreaming. This really happening? They still talking about this fire? What's going on? I get to work, and the whole time I'm at work, I'm just seeing it progressing like crazy. Like I'm watching it live. Oh my God, it was just like, I'm like, y'all customers might want to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because I'm not in the mood today, tomorrow, or the day after that. Anybody can get it. But I don't know, it was just crazy that how fast it happened, you know. And I pray for everybody in the areas that are affected. I pray for their safety. I pray for their peace of mind. I pray for this to be an opportunity for them to draw closer to God. I pray that the people who lost their homes don't sell. I pray, whew, baby, don't sell, please. Pasadena is a community with a lot of first-time home buyers for African Americans, middle class African Americans. There's a lot of families out there that are black and they are first-time homeowners. There is a lot. Whoo, baby. I've been ranting for a long time, but so I'm probably gonna cut this video in a little bit, but I don't know. I guess adjusted the video it's not really adjusted a video because I'm really just making this for my kids and for myself. But just appreciate what you have, because you never know when it can be taken from you at any moment. God absolutely makes everything happen for a reason. Nothing is on accident. Nothing is on accident. I hope that if anything you just took from this video, again, to be appreciative of everything that you have. Some people are already sinking in the water. I understand you, right? You staying afloat. At least you afloat. Some people are sinking at the bottom of the ocean. It's going to be 20 times harder for them to swim up to the top of the ocean versus you who already right at the surface. I know it's just your head. I know it's just your eyebrows and up. I know it's just your forehead and up. I understand that. But be grateful, because you can't get more blessings when you don't already pay attention to the blessings you got and you thank God for the blessings you got. You can't just get on your knees and start praying when you want something, okay? Thank him for what he already has for you, okay? Anyways, child, let me get up off here so I can lay down. I'm a little tired, but I pray for California. I pray for my family. I pray for everybody watching this video. I hope y'all really did take something from it, and I'm gonna place any type of I'm gonna put my family's GoFundMe in the bio. Not in the bio, why did I say that? In the description. And some of the donation centers and things like that we have available. I'm sorry. That are available back home. If you're in that area, if you're able to donate, that would be amazing. If you can, anything helps. $1 helps, anything helps. 10 cents helps, anything helps. These are families who have lost everything. They have lost everything in the physical. They have the memories, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same. So thank y'all for watching this video, and God bless y'all.